Picture this. You're playing a Valorant ranked game and you're absolutely popping off. You finish the game with 20 plus kills and you match MVP. You're feeling really good and really fresh, so you queue up for another game. And in this game, you get absolutely rolled. You drop single digit kills and you lose the game by a wide margin. If this is relatable to you, then you're likely struggling with consistency. And that's why in this video, I've come up with a complete training routine to improve just that. This 3-part training routine features a little bit of aim training, the range, and utilizing deathmatch to improve our skills. Hey guys, my name's ZK and I'm an Immortal 3 content creator. Throughout the past month or so, I've been pushing for Radiant over on my Twitch stream. And unfortunately, going into episode 6, we fell just short. We reached a peak of 520 RR, but I'm not gonna let that discourage me. And we're gonna make a hard push for Radiant again in the new episode. So if you guys wanna follow me along for that journey, make sure you drop a follow over to the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/the1ZK, and I look forward to hanging out with you there soon. Without further ado though, let's go ahead and get into this training routine. So we're gonna start things off over on Kovac's Aim Trainer, and I've created a full playlist within the game itself. So all you guys need to do is open Kovac, navigate to the online playlist tab, and enter the playlist share code at the bottom. Here's the code that you're actually going to put into this text panel, and I'm going to have this exact code listed down in the description box below. From here, you can see all of the different training exercises on the right hand part of your screen. We start things off with the only tracking drill. Now, I really like to do this as a warm-up because it helps me feel out my entire mouse pad and just get a good grip on the mouse overall. Of course, Valorant in general is more of a click timing and flicking game than it is a tracking game. But again, this is solely here for warm-up purposes. On the right-hand side, you can actually see how many times you're supposed to perform each exercise. It's only 1 or 2 for each exercise, so don't worry. And after the first drill, which again is tracking or centering, we move on to 1 wall, 2 targets, 1 wall, 6 targets small, Valorant 1 taps, box target switch 250%, fireworks flick small, reflex flick easy, reflex flick mini, and then the Valorant dash arena to close things out. Way back when I used to play Fortnite, I was super into aim training, but that game requires a lot more tracking than Valorant does. And when I started playing Valorant, I actually quit aim training altogether. But since I picked it back up again, it's helped me so much with my consistency. So I hope that my specific Valorant playlist can help you guys out a little bit. The second part of our training routine is to go into the Valorant range and select Breach as our agent. After you select Breach, you're going to want to shoot all of the bots from the right side of the range and move into the corner here and ult all the bots into the left side of the range. This is a really useful trick for isolating the select amount of bots that you want at any given time. So all you're going to want to do after you ult all the bots into the corner is shoot one of the bots, and then you're just going to have 1 bot spawn in the middle going back and forth for you to aim train on. I like to stick with 1 bot for a minute or 2 and then shoot another one of the bots that's stuck in the corner of the range and then go back and forth between 2 bots. Theoretically, you could use 3, 4, even 5 if you wanted to, but I just find that the more bots there are, the more overwhelming it gets. And I like to focus on target switching from just one to the other. After I do that for another few minutes, I like to jump onto the ledge here because that gives a little bit of verticality to the fights and doesn't keep you in the same horizontal plane for the entire time. There are many different locations on various maps in Valorant where you're not always fighting in the same horizontal plane, and this is just a really good way to train that, as again, it adds some verticality to the fights. After I've done that for a few minutes, I like to reset the practice spots so all of them spawn back in the center and make my way to the side of the range. From here, I just like to practice my spray transferring from one bot to another and reset after every second kill. This is really useful when you're trying to transfer from one target to another in game and you have multiple people fighting you at once. Next up, we need to make our way behind this pole in the right side of the range, and this is going to be to practice our counter strafing. Now, of course, you don't actually need this pole here to practice your counter strafing, but I just find that it helps me get my timings down just a little bit better. Next up, we're going to do the practice spots in the range on the medium setting with the Phantom. Now, of course, you could skip over this if you exclusively use the Vandal, but me personally, I go back and forth between the Phantom and Vandal quite a lot, so I like to practice with both weapons. After you get a decent enough score on medium, that's when you're going to want to switch to the Vandal and go to hard mode, and again, test your score here. Once you feel comfortable enough with your score, that's when we can move on to the deathmatch. All right, guys, with deathmatch being the final portion of this training routine, there are 3 different deathmatches that I personally do on a regular basis. One is a Sheriff only DM, the second is a Phantom only DM, and the third is a Vandal only DM. Now, again, you probably could skip over the Phantom or Vandal if you use one of those weapons exclusively, but again, since I use both, I like to practice with both. I like to do the Sheriff DM first because this really focuses on my click timing and forces me to not spray in any given situation. And of course, there's only 3 different DMs that I'm suggesting you to do here, but ultimately you could add 4, 5, even 6 DMs to this routine if you find that beneficial for you. Heck, I know pro players that sit down and literally DM all day, every day to simply practice their mechanics over and over and over again. So if you're having one of those days where you simply don't want to boot up any ranked, you just want to kick back and get some training in, I highly suggest doing even more than 3 DMs. Another thing that I would highly suggest when you're doing your DMs is to play some music in the background, so that doesn't allow you to entirely sound camp and hold angles, as it just forces you to play a little bit more reactively. All right, guys, there you have it. That is my 3-part training routine to help fix your consistency in Valorant. Again, I stream almost every single day over on Twitch, twitch.tv/the1ZK. So if you want to go check out the stream and hang out with the community, we'd love to have you there. And of course, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications so you know every single time I post a video. Without further ado, guys, take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.